When you're investing in real estate, the first thing you should be doing is examining your local market. For most people, it's the area that you know best. It's also presumably the area you're going to be physically present in a majority of the time. But under certain circumstances, the local market is untenable, or it simply may not be the best fit for your strategy. If you're thinking about investing in real estate long distance, then this video is for you. What's up, fam? Today I'm going to talk about whether you should invest in real estate long distance. First, think about your real estate investing goals. Why are you investing? What do you hope to accomplish? And why haven't you smashed the like button and subscribed? For example, if you want to turn this into your full-time job, you probably don't want to leave your local market. It's where you live, it's where you're spending your time. It should be your competitive advantage. Instead, tailor your business strategy to fit your local market. Every real estate market has opportunities. But if you're seeking a more passive process, if you want to have your money work for you, if you want to leverage your high income and good credit, then long distance investing could be for you. This would be like my first test. This still isn't a reason to do it. It's just a green light to research some more. Now, these are my 4 scenarios, the actual reasons why you should invest long distance. Number 1, you can't afford to invest in your local area. We worked with a lot of investors from very pricey real estate markets who wanted to invest with us in Jacksonville, Florida, because the barrier to entry was so much lower. In fact, that was pretty much the story for every investor that we worked with. Our partners and clients came from New York City, Seattle, San Francisco, Toronto, Vancouver, and Seoul. So when they saw prices for good investment properties at $50,000 to $100,000 US, they jumped at that opportunity. If the cheapest property in your local market is, let's say, $600,000 and you can only afford $200,000, then it makes sense to look elsewhere. Scenario number 2. Long distance is more suitable for your goals and your strategy. I like to watch this guy on YouTube called the Nomad Capitalist, and he always likes to say, go where you're treated best. Now when he says that, he's talking about his life and his business, and he wants to be in a place where he as a person is going to be treated best, or his business is going to be treated best, or his money is going to be treated best. In this case, I'm saying go where your real estate investments will be treated best. Now remember, there is a deficit leaving your local market to invest long distance. So factoring in that deficit, there are places that may be much better for your goals and your strategy than your local market. So if you're thinking of holding long term, you should consider that some municipalities have much higher or lower property taxes, much higher or lower insurance rates, and some cities also have much more landlord-friendly laws and regulations. If you're seeking cash flow, that's much harder to find in a market like San Francisco. A lot of long-distance investors were attracted to cash flow markets like Jacksonville, Florida, Birmingham, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, Buffalo, New York, for example. On the other hand, if you want to invest strictly for high appreciation potential, you're really not going to find that in most of the cash flow markets, certainly not to the same degree that you would in a place like San Francisco. You might also want to consider the property type. Some cities have tons of row houses if that's your thing, and other cities have a much larger share of detached single-family homes. If you're searching for large multifamily like 100+ unit apartment complexes, you take those where you find them. There's also short-term rental investing, which definitely caters to certain markets more than others. Go where your rental properties will be treated best. The third scenario where long-distance real estate investing makes sense is to get geographic diversity for your portfolio. The primary catalyst for my wife and I to become long-distance investors was when we had to deal with hurricanes several years in a row in Jacksonville, and we finally decided, let's diversify into a market that's far away. So if you're worried about natural disasters or the effects of climate change or economic depression in your area, it makes sense to look far away, because a market that's just 2 or 3 hours away, there's a good chance that it too will be affected by those same things. Scenario number 4 is if you plan to relocate to another area. So if you plan to move to a new market in 2 years or 5 years, it could make sense to go ahead and begin investing in that new market that's going to become your local market. Some people will invest in a home that they plan to turn into their retirement home. You could also do this with a second home or a vacation home, an area that you want to spend a lot of time in and sort of turn into your quasi-second local market. If you do choose to go the vacation home route, investing in short-term rental properties could make sense. I have an entire series of videos on short-term renting. So if one of those 4 scenarios describes you, then I would say you do have a good reason to invest in real estate long distance, and you should go for it. But first, watch my video on how to invest in real estate long distance. I'll put that link down in the description below. And I just want to end by reiterating my warning that if you're looking to do active investing, then please think twice about doing that long distance. Make it work in your local market, or consider moving to that new market so you can do it there locally. As always guys, if you have any questions or corrections, please comment down below. And subscribe. I know I said that already, but I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. You gotta throw me a bone or something, you know? Instead, tailor... Like I said, if your local market doesn't... The first step is to... Excuse me. Which takes us to